A little emotional in that last one. This is Salted Mark. I believe we're up to part 6 now. Uh, we're in chapter 4. We were reading through the parable of the sower, and we're back on. Okay, we're up to 20. Ha! 420! And those who are the ones. Oh, this is Salted Mark. I don't know if I said that. And those are the ones on whom the seed was sown on the good soil. And they hear the word and accept it and bear fruit 30, 60, and 100-fold. And he was saying to them, a lamp is not brought to be put under a peck measure, is it? Or under a bed? It is not brought to be put. Is it not brought to be put on the lampstand? For nothing is hidden except to be revealed, nor has anything been secret but that it should become to light. If any man he has ears to hear, let him hear. And he was saying to them, take care of what you listen to by your standard of measure. It shall be measured to you, and more shall be given you besides. For whoever has to him shall more be given, and whoever does not have, even what he has shall be taken away from him. And he was saying, the kingdom of God is like a man who casts seed upon the soil, and goes to bed at night, and gets up by day, and the seed sprouts up and grows. How he himself does not know. How he himself does not know. The soil produces crops by itself. First the blade, then the head, then the mature grain in the head. This is us. First the blade, you start as a baby, both physically and spiritually. Then the head, you become a young man, both physically and spiritually. Then the mature grain in the head. You need to mature in the head. Like, come on, wow, I didn't even peep this till now, wow. This is what I mean, this is good for me too. But when the crop permits, he immediately puts in the sickle because the harvest has come. So this is another thing. You can't rush. You can't just pick up a Bible and go out and start preaching to people. It took me 2 years before God said, here you go, I'm going to allow you to preach to people. I've run into people on the street. I've made my attempts. I didn't go out looking for people. I've literally run into people and I've seen fruit not be bore. I needed to mature. I can tell you I'm mature. I don't know how mature I am. There is somewhere, I can't remember where it was. I think it was in one of the epistles I think it was in one of the letters of John. It was talking about the levels of maturity in the spirit. There's babies, there's young men, there's elders. I'm not going to go so far as to call myself an elder, but I can tell you I'm very least at that young man stage. And I'm sure a lot of you are at the baby stage, but that's what we're here for. We're here to mature you. How do you get more mature? You trust God. How do you trust God? You know who God is. You recognize what God does. How do you do that? You read the Word. You see what He's done before. You can understand how He operates, how He doesn't operate. So when somebody tells you something that's not of God, you can say, hey, hold on a second. I read my Bible. I know that God won't do that. You're a false prophet or teacher or a wolf in sheep's clothing. Get away from me. Goodbye. So, anywho's. But that's when we are matured. Now, Paul said that we may do the watering, but God does the growing. So, God will mature us in His own time, depending on how we are watered and how open our heart is to the grace and mercy that He has for us. Now, again, He has a plan for each and every one of us. For some of us, it's going to take longer than others, but He wants to use people. He's called people. He doesn't just call you to have you sit there and do nothing. He's going to grow you. He grew me for quite a while. Well, I shouldn't say quite a while. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there. He grew much longer. And I'm not done growing, obviously, but I'm mature enough for this harvest, for you guys. So again, before He's going to use you, before He's going to harvest the grain, it needs to mature. You don't harvest a grain that hasn't matured yet, otherwise it's useless. I see so many people, even around me, I see so many people, they're not mature, but they want to go out. It's like babies leading babies, or babies trying to make babies, or babies trying to shove that seed into the ground. You can't, until that head matures, there's no seed either. I can't spread a seed until I'm matured enough to have that seed, until I'm matured enough to go out and bear fruit. Now, again, I've been encouraged before plenty of times to start preaching. I even thought I might a while ago. But again, my thing is, the thing that's been taught to me and the thing that I've seen throughout the Bible, I wait on God. I see God's will. He's spoken to me. He will speak to me again. He's led me. He will lead me again. I will put God in a position where I won't make a move until I know He wants me to do it. And then guess what's going to happen? You think that my good Father is going to stand there and watch me suffer and toil for nothing in vain, all because He wants to be quiet on me? Heck no. He's going to be like, good job. Now here's what we're going to do. And I'm going to do it. And everything's going to be perfect. Now, I'm not going to be perfect, but the things that I do are going to be perfect because they're what God is telling me to do. You feel me? So again, I love the charisma. I love the excitement. I had it too. I have it too. I'm not going out to the nations yet. I mean, if this video will make, as far as I'm concerned, he gave me the name international. This is online. As long as one person sees it from another country, heck, it's international, baby. I mean, I've been prophesied that the nations will be my portion, and I intend to go to the nations. But this is where God has me now. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy. I love this. I would love to give my entire life to this. Well, my family and certain things I enjoy outside of this, of course, but unfortunately, 10 hours, no, about 12 hours of every day that I go to work is spent working and commuting. So kind of sucks, but that's where I'm at. And I still have a life to live on this earth, but I won't let those thorns choke me out. So, again, because I trust God. It's where He has me. I've seen the purpose of it. It may not be as glorious as I want it to be, but guess what? I'm doing what He told me to do. It may not be what I wanted to do in one way, but it is in another way. Because what I want more than anything in this world is to walk the steps that He set before me. And that's what I'm doing. And as long as I know I'm doing that, I'm good. And I barely made it anywhere. This wasn't really a salted word, was it? Well, it kind of is, because the lamp, for nothing. Okay, yeah, we actually got to the seed and then the mature. Okay, there we go. Yes, so let's keep going. The lamp, though, we're meant to be the light. God doesn't want to hide us. He wants to put us up high, but we need to have the light. If I got no light, why is He going to put me up high? He's not. He's going to keep me low until I get that light. Now He can put me high. Now I can shine and I can show people and I can lead people. This is where the light is going to be. Come, learn, get it. And He said, this is 30. And He said, how shall we picture the kingdom of God? Or by what parable shall we present it? It is like a mustard seed which, when sown upon the soil, though it is smaller than all the seeds that are upon the soil, yet when it is sown, grows up and becomes larger than all the garden plants and forms large branches, so that the birds of the air can nest under its shade. And with many such parables He was speaking the word to them as they were able to hear it. And He did not speak to them without a parable, but He was explaining everything privately to His own disciples. And on that day, when evening had come, He said to them, let us go over to the other side. And leaving the multitude, they took Him along with them, just as He was in the boat, and other boats were with Him. I don't want to shorten this one up to fit within 2 minutes, so I'm just going to stop there. I'm going to double back in the next one, because this, I could probably do a whole 10 minutes just on this. Okay. Remember, salt, love, salt, love, salt, love.